We think we know the Puritans, stern faces, black hats. A society so rigid they seem to have perfected the art of disapproval. Their very name whispers of purity enforced, of natural instincts suppressed, especially when it came to matters of intimacy. They came to build a city upon a hill, a shining example of piety and self-control. But is that the full picture? What if, behind those heavy hand-hewn doors and simple woolen curtains, the Puritans had a more complicated, even surprising relationship with physical love? The historical truth is revealing the Puritans were not against sex, not at all. Within the covenant of marriage, they considered it a sacred gift from God. One Puritan divine wrote that married intimacy should be like two musical instruments rightly fitted, creating a most pleasant and sweet harmony. Their message to husbands and wives was unambiguous. Physical intimacy was not just permitted, it was a duty. However, this permission came with one enormous, non-negotiable condition. It belonged exclusively to marriage. Premarital sex was a grave transgression. The punishments were severe and public. The lash, heavy fines, hours in the stocks. The goal was shame and correction. Yet, the court records from Massachusetts Bay and Plymouth tell a story of human nature. Fornication cases appear with regular frequency. In some communities, as many as 1 in 200 firstborn children arrive suspiciously soon after the wedding vows. And in a notable display of even-handedness, the courts typically punished men and women equally for the offense. Though the surviving documents show women were more often the ones formally accused, the Puritan system didn't just punish illicit relations. It legally compelled the sanctioned ones. A husband who neglected his conjugal duty could face church discipline, even excommunication. Wives could, and did, bring suits against spouses for willfully denying marital fellowship. So the equation was strict. You must be intimate with your spouse, but you must never be intimate with anyone else. And they had firm opinions on the manner of intimacy as well. Its sole God-ordained purpose was procreation, the building of a family and a godly community. Any effort to prevent pregnancy was a hideous sin. The withdrawal method, or onanism, was condemned by Scripture. Any sexual act that could not lead to conception fell under the severe buggery laws. This, of course, included homosexuality, described in the legal codes with the harshest terms. Yet, for all the fiery language, actual executions for sodomy were exceedingly rare. That ultimate penalty was reserved for what they deemed the most shocking violations of natural order. In the entire history of Plymouth Colony, only one person met that fate for a sexual crime. He was a teenage servant named Thomas Granger, convicted of bestiality. After his confession, he was executed. And in a chilling footnote, so were the animals involved. The laws reached into minute details of life. One statute specifically forbade wearing visors or masks for lascivious purposes. In essence, no deceptive seduction in 1645. And passionate love notes from a married man to another woman? That, too, could land you in the stocks. But perhaps their most curious custom was bundling or tarrying. If a young woman's family approved of her suitor, they might permit the courting couple to spend time together in bed, but fully clothed. Sometimes a long wooden bundling board was placed between them. In some strict households, they might even be sewn into separate linen sacks up to their armpits. It was a test of temperance and commitment, a way to talk through the night in privacy, fostering emotional intimacy while, theoretically, preventing physical transgression. At least, that was the intention. So who were they, truly? A society of profound contradiction. They exalted marital pleasure as a holy obligation, while constructing elaborate fences to contain it. They were neither the decadent sinners their English critics mocked, nor the completely passionless figures of later caricature. They were human beings, wrestling with faith, desire, and the daunting task of building a new society. living in a world where the path to heaven and the intimacies of the home were deeply, sometimes uncomfortably, intertwined. They sailed to create a new world guided by an old, unwavering conviction. And in their meticulous rules governing the heart and the body, we see the profound, human tension behind the stark silhouette, the eternal struggle to reconcile divine law with earthly love. So what do you think? Did this change your view of the Puritans? Let me know your biggest surprise or takeaway down in the comments. I'll be reading them all. If you want to join us for more journeys into history's hidden corners, make sure you're subscribed and that notification bell is turned on. We've got plenty more untold stories coming your way. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, please give the video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps new viewers find our channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.